Random thoughts. In this video, I'm going to discuss something I'm getting from the book Bantu Beliefs and Magic. And it's very early on in the book where Charles William Hobley, the writer, says something that is very interesting. And it is him telling us that among the Kikuyu especially, the general citizen did not understand the religious belief system. Like they did not understand, they did not have the understanding of the background or the foundation of the belief system of the Kikuyu people. They did not. It's the people who were initiated that at some level got to be introduced to the knowledge. And so not everyone knew what was actually happening. I've done a video where I said that the story of the Mumbi and the Agikuyu, I think that's the story I was talking about, seems like it's a story that was metaphoric. It's a metaphor, and there is something behind it. And I think, or I say that I believed that that story has a meaning that is deep, that is not understandable to the just a person like me or somebody who is not initiated to some level. You will not understand what it is actually, but there's a meaning behind it. And it seems like that's what he's telling us, that the general public did not understand what was actually. They just got the basics, and that's what it was. And I'm going to read that part where he says that, and he says, the religious beliefs of the tribes of Kikuyu and Ukamba generally consist of a rudimentary conception of a high god corresponding more or less to the old Hebrew concept of Yahweh or Jehovah. I don't know how that word is pronounced. To the bulk of the peasantry, the average person, this idea is naturally very vague and practically subconscious. But the elders, what may be termed as high place, are believed to have a clear conception of it. So the general people, the peasantry as he calls them, they had this vague understanding of these religious beliefs. That was enough. But then there are elders who were initiated into some levels who will then be informed or who will understand what this meant. And these elders could not share this information. The initiated could not share this information. And in fact, Hobley was forced to be initiated to get some info. And I think it's Dr. Richard Leakey or his father, one of the two, I think it is his father, who the author of the Southern Kikuyu, a book title of that title. And I'm going to go through that book. I have it. I've not I'm still trying to find time to read it. And he also said that he was forced to be initiated, or he asked or he requested to be initiated among the Kikuyu so that he could access some information. But he says that he was initiated to some level, and then there was a point where it reached and they told him, you cannot go beyond here. So he never got to get full information. Hobley doesn't say that there were ranks. He just says I was initiated. And that's why I think he didn't get all the information. He just got some information, and that was that. But what I found to be very interesting is that this understanding of the beliefs of the Akikuyu and the Kamba, especially the Akikuyu, the general person did not get it. They just got the basics, and that's why, like I say, the story of Mumbi and Gekoyo is a metaphor, and there is a thing or a fact or something behind it. So this is what is like is coming up with here. So yeah, so we are going to, this is the book we are going to read, and we are going to see what he learned, even with him being initiated to some level. I think he was initiated to some level, and him running into problems of getting information. And I know some of these, I know that some of these communities, people are take an oath when they are initiated, then those oaths are very strong that most people will never tell you unless you are initiated yourself. They will never tell you some of these things. So, but which is a good thing and a bad thing. And I think there is a lot of knowledge, especially about Kenyan communities, that is getting lost because for you to get that information, you have to be initiated. Unfortunately, the younger people are not being initiated in a proper way that it used to happen. So the older people don't share that information, and most of them are just dying, and that knowledge is getting lost. Those are my random thoughts.